Hi everyone, I am Deepika from Medak. I am pursuing BSc BJRC second year. Today I am going to discuss with you a special, important and very interesting topic. We are all very familiar with this topic and we are facing a number of diseases by this. Are you eagerly waiting to know the topic? Okay, let us discuss. But before entering into the topic, I want to share a small incident which has happened in my life. During Dasra holidays, I went to my home. One day, suddenly my best friend came to my home without giving any intimation to me. I was surprised and thrilled by seeing her. Later, it was fully raining and the climate was so cool. Then, I have decided to offer a glass of milk to my friend. But I found small quantity of milk at my home like this. I don't know what I have to do and how to prepare some more amount of milk. Then, simply I have added some amount of water to that milk like this. Then what happened? By the addition of water to the milk, quantity of milk was increased like this. But its purity and quality was decreased. Like that, if any substance loses its quality and purity by the addition of any foreign material is called, can you guess what should we call? I know you can guess very easily because you are TSWREIS, you are not inferior to anyone. Your guess is exactly right, that is adulteration. Today I am going to discuss with you about adulteration of crude drugs and its identification methods. TSWREIS, look at this picture. Here, this is a foreign material and these are the pure substances. What the picture is indicating here, this foreign material is adding to these pure substances. This is called adulteration. Now look at this picture. This is a chemical and these are all tomatoes. Here, this chemical is artificially injecting to these tomatoes. This is called adulteration. The addition of any foreign material to the pure substance is called adulteration. Okay friends, let us know what are the contents we are going to discuss in this session. We are going to discuss in this session these contents: adulteration, differences between adulteration and contamination, types of adulterations, reasons for adulteration, methods of adulteration, identification methods, and finally take-away tips. At the end of this session, we have learnt about these contents. Friends, then what is adulteration? Look at the slide. Adulteration is nothing but the process of decreasing the purity and quality of a substance by the addition of any foreign material is called adulteration. Now look at the slide. See here friends, this is water and this is milk. Here this water is adding to this milk. This is called an adulteration. Now look at the second picture. This is a spray and these are all oranges. Here by using this spray, here artificially ripening these oranges. This is called an adulteration. Now look at the final picture. What is this? This is a green apple. Do you like to buy green apple in the market? No. You will prefer to buy red color only. For the sake of that red color, here injecting some chemicals. This is also called adulteration. The foreign materials which we are using from the outside, those are called adulterants. Can you say what are the adulterants in this picture? See the same picture? Here we are using water from the outside. So here water is adulterant, here spray is adulterant, and here this chemical is adulterant. Yes, you may get a clarity about what is adulteration, right? Then what is a crude drug? Okay friends, let me explain. See the slide. Crude drug is nothing but a crude drug is any naturally occurring unrefined substance derived from plants, animals or microorganisms that is called crude drug. Simply we can say that a substance without doing any process is called crude drug. For example, look at the first slide. Here this is ginger. We are taking this ginger directly from the plant ginger. So this is a crude drug. And what is this? This is wool. We are taking this wool directly from the animal sheep. So this is a crude drug. And see the final picture. This is penicillium. We are taking this penicillium directly from microorganisms, that is fungus. This is also called a crude drug. Okay friends, if you store your food materials for a week or for a month, what will happen to your food? It will spoil, right? The spoilage of food is fruits or your food is called contamination. Look at the slide. Contamination is a natural process. It occurs by various biological organisms, bacteria, microorganisms, or birds or rodents, etc. For example, see this picture. Here this is an orange and this is a banana. Due to the longer storage of this orange and banana, some microorganisms grew on these fruits and they spoiled to these fruits, right? The spoilage of fruits is called contamination. I think some of you may get a doubt, right? Some of you may get a doubt. Adulteration is a contamination or not? If not, what is the difference between adulteration and contamination? To know the difference between adulteration and contamination, look at the slide. Here, this is a contaminated tomato. This tomato was contaminated by microorganisms or birds or rodents, etc. This is a natural process. And now see this picture. Here, this is an adulterated tomato. This tomato was adulterated by human beings manually. So, adulteration is a manual process. Friends, adulteration is a manual process and contamination is a natural process. So, adulteration is totally different from contamination. Then, you may get a clear clarity regarding adulteration and contamination. Then, how many types of adulterations are there? And how many types of adulterations are practiced by the people? Okay, let us know. 2 types of adulterations are there. These 2 types of adulterations are practiced by the people. They are deliberate adulteration and indeliberate adulteration. If adulteration is practiced wantedly by the people, that is called deliberate adulteration. Then what is indeliberate adulteration? If adulteration is occurred unwantedly or accidentally, this is known as indeliberate adulteration. Friends, then why the people are doing these adulterations? Do they have any benefits by doing these adulterations? Then what is the reason for doing these adulterations? You want to know answer? If you want to know answer for all these questions, look at the slide. But before going to tell the reasons, I want to give an example, that is saffron. See here friends, this is saffron and here this is saffron and here this is maize cob tendrils. Here this saffron is a valuable spice. 1 gram of saffron cost is around 400 rupees. It is not an abundant, so it is having high demand in the market. So, to get high amounts and more profits, selfish merchant adulterate the saffron with maize cob tendrils. Now, look at here. With this example, you can easily tell. With this example, you can easily tell what are the reasons for those adulterations, right? Yes, they are high price, scarcity, enhancement of profits, and this adulteration is an easy way of earning. And friends, these are the reasons for doing adulterations. How many types of adulterations are there? We already know about that, right? Then, how the people are doing these adulterations? Which kind of materials they are using for these adulterations? Do you know about them? You don't know? They are using different kinds of materials and practicing various methods of adulterations. Here, for example, substitution with morphologically similar substances. Some substances are totally different from the original substances. They don't have any relationship with original substances, but its morphology, nothing but its shape, size and color is exactly similar to original substances. So, these are mixed with the original substances and practicing adulteration. For example, here look at the slide and now look at here. What are these? Look at here friends, what are these? These are black pepper, right? we are using in our foods and in our curries as a good spice. Then what are these? See here friends, what are these? These are also black pepper? No, these are dry papaya seeds. But here these dry papaya seeds and here this black pepper, both are exactly similar. So these dry papaya seeds are adding to this black pepper and practicing adulterations like this. Now can you identify here? These are adulterated or not, you can't identify, you will buy like this and facing various numbers of diseases. Okay, and here see here, these are black peppers and these are black peppers and these are dry papaya seeds. Both are looking similar, right? So we are buying directly. Then let us know next slide. That is, see the slide. Here these are Ajimon mexicana seeds and here these are mustard seeds. But these Ajimon mexicana seeds are exactly similar to these mustard seeds, right? So these are mixed with these mustard seeds and practicing adulterations. Next one is substitution with inferior. Next one is substitution with exhausted materials. Some of the people, they don't have knowledge about collection, storage and processing of some substances. Due to the lack of their knowledge, some substances lose their aroma and chemicals, they become exhausted. Do you like to buy those exhausted? No. So these exhausted materials are mixed with the original materials and practicing adulterations. Let us look at the slide. See here friends, these are exhausted clothes and these are normal clothes. Now look at here. What are these? These are normal cloves we are using in our foodstuffs as a good aroma and for good spiciness. Now look at here. See here friends, these are exhausted cloves. Now see here, do you like to buy these exhausted cloves in the market? No. So these exhausted cloves are mixed with these normal cloves and practicing adulterations like this. Here you can't identify and you will buy like this only. And next one is substitution with inferior quality substances. Substitution with inferior quality substances. Some substances have high amounts and high concentration of the drugs, but some substances have less amounts and less concentration of the drugs. If the original drug giving substance is scarce in the market, then the drugs are taken from inferior quality and practicing adulterations. Friends, look at the slide. See here, this is Rauwolfia serpentina plant and this is Rauwolfia tetraphylla plant. Here, Ripened is a hypotensive drug. It controls high blood pressure. Here, the roots of this Rauwolfia serpentina plant consist of high amounts of Ripened drug. But the roots of Rauwolfia serpentina consist less amount of Ripened drug. If this Rauwolfia serpentina is scarce in the market, then this drug is taken from this Rauwolfia tetraphylla and practicing adulterations. Next one is, friends, then coming to next one. It is substitution with artificially manufactured materials. In this dress, everything is artificially manufacturing in the market, right? These artificially manufactured materials are exactly looks like to the original materials. So, these artificially manufactured materials are mixed with the original materials and practicing adulterations. Look at the slide. See here friends, these are plastic rice and these are normal rice. Here these plastic rice are exactly similar to this normal rice, right? So, this plastic rice is mixed with this normal rice and practicing adulterations. Friends, till now we have learnt about various methods of adulterations, right? Is there any identification methods for these adulterations? Did you know about the identification methods of these adulterations? Are you worrying about how can we detect these identification methods? Don't worry, there are some identification methods. I'll tell you those identification methods. Let us know some of the identification methods, okay? I think you may have the habit of drinking milk, tea, boost, right? we are preparing all these drinks from our milk. Our milk was adulterated with water, detergents and starch. But mostly our milk was adulterated with water. How can you detect water in milk? For the detection of water in milk, you have to go with a test. Look at the slide. Here friends, take a slant surface, put a drop of milk on the slant surface. If your milk was pure, it flows slowly with leaving a white mark on its behind. If your milk was adulterated with water, it flows immediately without leaving any mark on its behind. Let us do a live test for this. See here friends, I am taking a slant surface here. Now, I am adding a drop of milk on this slant surface. See here, this milk was pure. So, this milk was flowing slowly with leaving a white mark on its behind, right? Let us add one more drop of milk here. I will add this drop of milk. See here friends, this milk flows immediately without leaving any mark on its behind. It indicates that this milk was adulterated with water. By this test, we can identify that whether our milk was pure or adulterated with water. Okay friends, then do you like to eat sweets? Which sweet you like most? Kalakan? Okay. Our milk and our milk products and our sweets, sometimes they were adulterated with starch in the form of rice granules. How can you detect the starch in your sweets or your milk products and your milks? For the detection of starch in milk, you have to go with a test. Look at the slide. Friends, for the detection of starch in your milk and milk products and in your sweets, you have to go with this test. Take your milk products, later add 2 to 3 drops of iodine. If your milk product was pure, if your sweet was pure, it remains like that. If your milk product and if your sweet was adulterated with iodine, it turns into blue color like this. With this test, you can identify whether your milk products and your sweets were pure or adulterated with starch. Let us do a live test for this. See here friends, here I am taking a sweet. Now, here friends, now I am taking some amount of iodine solution. Here now I am adding 2 drops of iodine on these sweets. Look at here friends. See here, this was an adulterated sweet. So it has turned into blue color like this. It indicates the sweet was adulterated with starch. So don't buy these kinds of products. Okay. Okay friends, I will ask a GK question. Who is the king of our spices? Is exactly right. Black pepper is the king of our spices. So, we are using this black pepper in our curries and in our foods. Yes? Yes. But sometimes our black pepper was adulterated with dry papaya seeds. How can you separate these dry papaya seeds from your black pepper? For the separation of dry papaya seeds from black pepper, you have to do this test. Look at the slide. Take a glass of water and add your sample in the water. If your sample was pure, it settles at the bottom of the glass like this. If your sample was adulterated with dry papaya seeds, it floats on the surface of water like this. By this test, you can detect and you can separate dry papaya seeds from black pepper. Let us go with a live test for this. Here friends, now I am taking adulterated black peppers. See here friends. Here now I am taking a glass of water. Now I am adding this sample to this water. See here. The pure sample has slowly settles at the bottom of the glass like this, but adulterant floats on the water. See here friends, how much adulterant is present in this sample. This adulterant is floating on the surface of water, but Here pure sample, slowly it is settling at the bottom of the glass like this. With this test you can separate dry papaya seeds from your black pepper. Okay friends, do you like to eat ghee with your foods? It is very tasty, right? At the same time it is very valuable product. Is it right? Yes, most of you are eating ghee, right? I think you may like to eat ghee, but sometimes our ghee was adulterated with smashed potatoes. How can you detect the smashed potatoes in ghee? For the detection of smashed potatoes in ghee, you have to go with a test. Look at the slide. Take a teaspoon of ghee and add 2 to 3 drops of iodine solution. If your ghee was pure, it remains like that. But if your ghee was adulterated with smashed potatoes, it turns into blue color like this. Let us do a live test for this. See here friends, I am taking a glass bowl here. Now I am taking this ghee. Here now I have taken this ghee in this bowl. Now see here friends, now I am adding iodine solution. See here, it remains like that. Here it remains like that. See here friends, is our ghee turns into blue color? No, it remains like that. It indicates this ghee was pure. Now let us do one more test. Here I am taking this ghee in this glass bowl. Now I am taking this iodine solution. Now I am adding to this ghee. See here friends, here slowly this ghee was turns into blue color. See here slowly it is turning into blue color. It indicates this ghee was adulterated with smashed potatoes. Friends, by this test we can identify whether our ghee was pure or it was adulterated with smashed potatoes. Friends, which oils you are using to your hair? What? You are using different kinds of oils? I think most of you are using coconut oils. Sometimes our coconut oils were adulterated with other oils. How can you separate other oils from your coconut oils? For the separation of other oils from coconut oils, you have to go with a test. Look at the slide. Here, take your sample, that is your coconut oil, in a glass and place this glass in refrigerator for 30 minutes. After refrigeration, if your oil was pure, it will solidify. If your oil was adulterated with other oils, after 30 minutes, these other oils remains as a separate layer on the surface of your pure oil. By this test, you can separate other oils from your coconut oils. Friends, which color of vegetables do you like to buy in the market? Yes, exactly green color only you will prefer to buy, right? But sometimes our vegetables were adulterated with green color because to lick this green color, some people are adding malachite green to our vegetables and our chilies and practicing adulterations. How can you detect this malachite green in your vegetables? For the detection of malachite green in your vegetables, you have to go with a test. Look at the slide. Here, first you should take your vegetable. Later, take a water-soaked or oil-soaked cotton piece and rub on the surface of your vegetable. If your vegetable was pure, it remains like that. If your vegetable was adulterated with malachite green, your cotton piece turns into green color. Friends, let us do a live test for this. Here, these are chilies, right? Okay, let us test these chilies. Here, which chili you want to buy? This. Okay, let us do test for both these chilies. Here, now I am taking this chili. Here, now I am taking a water-soaked cotton piece. Now, I am rubbing the surface of this vegetable with this cotton piece. See here, here friends, this cotton piece remains like that. It doesn't turn into any color, right? It indicates this chilli was pure. Let us test this chilli. Here, now I am taking a water soaked cotton piece and I am rubbing outer surface of this vegetable. See here friends, this cotton piece has turned into green color. It indicates this chilli was adulterated with malachite green. By this test, we can identify that our vegetables or chillis were adulterated with malachite green or not. Hence, proteins are very important to our health, right? In which kinds of food you will get high amounts of proteins? Yes, exactly in pulses. But due to the longer storage of our pulses, they were spoiled, right? Do you like to buy spoiled pulses in the market? No. So, some people are adding colors to our pulses and practicing adulterations. Let us detect. How can we detect? Okay friends, I will do a test and I will say to you one test. Look at this slide. Take a glass of water and later add your pulses to that water. If your pulses were pure, it doesn't leave any color in the water. If your pulses were adulterated, it leaves color in the water like this. By this test, you can identify whether your pulses were pure or adulterated with colors. Okay friends, I think some of you may like to eat honey, right? Okay friends, we are using this honey in various kinds of sweets and in various kinds of medicines. Sometimes our honey was adulterated with sugar solutions. How can you detect this sugar solution in honey? For the detection of sugar solution in honey, you have to move with a test. Now look at the slide. Friends, take a cotton wick. Like this, you should take a cotton wick. Later, light with a matchstick. If you are using pure honey, your cotton wick burns immediately like this. If you are using adulterated honey, your cotton wick doesn't burn or it burns with cracking sound. See here, this honey was pure. So, here it is burning immediately, but it doesn't burn here. It indicates this honey was adulterated with sugar solution. Friends, okay friends, we are using chilli powder in our curries, right? For what purpose we are using chilli powder? To get spiciness to our curry, right? Sometimes our chilli powder was adulterated with brick powders. How can you detect brick powders in your chilli powder? For the detection of brick powder in chilli powder, you have to go with a test. Now look at the slide. See here friends, take a transparent glass of water and add your chilli powder to that water. If you are using pure chilli powder, it floats on the surface of water like this. If you are using adulterated chilli powder, the adulterant is slowly settling at the bottom of the glass like this. Let us do a live test for this, okay? Here friends, now I am taking a glass of water. Here, now I am taking friends, let us do a test for this. Here, now I am taking a glass of water here. Now, I am adding this chilli powder to this water. See here friends, the pure sample is floating on the surface of water like this, but the adulterant, that is black pepper, is slowly settling at the bottom of the glass like this. By this test, we can identify our pure chilli powder was pure or it was adulterated with brick powders. See here friends, slowly the brick powder has settled at the bottom of the glass like this. Okay friends, which salt you are using at your home? Common salt or iodized salt? You want to know which salt you are using at your home? Okay friends, I will tell. Definitely you should do this test at your home, okay? Look at the slide friends. Here, For the detection of your salt, you had to go with a test. Take a cut piece of potato. Later, add a pinch of salt on your potato. If you are using iodized salt, your potato turns into blue color like this. Here, like this. If you are using common salt, your potato remains like that. It doesn't turn into any color. Friends, definitely you should do this test at your home. For the sake of this, I am repeating this test once again. Take a cut piece of potato, okay? And definitely you should add your salt on that potato. It takes 5 minutes. Later here, add your salt on that potato. Later, you should add 2 to 3 drops of lemon juice on the potato. After that, it takes 5 to 10 minutes. If you are using iodized salt, after 5 minutes, here this potato was turned into blue color. If you are using common salt, your potato remains like that. It doesn't turn into any color. Okay, friends, these are the identification methods we have learned till now. Have you ever suffered with stomach pain and food poisoning by taking some foods? Really? Have you suffered? I think you may have taken adulterated food items. So you have suffered with those diseases. If you take adulterated food items, you will suffer with various health hazards. Look at the slide. If you take adulterated food items, you will suffer with stomach problems like this, and indigestion, diarrhea, vomiting like this, and skin allergies. You will suffer like these disorders if you take adulterated food items. Okay, friends, what are the adulterations in our daily life? Which kind of materials the people are using for these adulterations? Do you know about those foreign materials which they are using from the outside? You don't know? Okay, we are taking directly and facing a number of diseases. Let us know those kinds of adulterations in our daily life. Look at the slide. Here, see the picture, friends. This is coffee powder, and here this is chicory powder. This is an adulterant to this coffee powder. Both are looking similar, right? So, here this chicory powder is adding to this coffee powder and practicing adulteration. If you take this adulterated coffee powder, you will suffer with diarrhea and stomach disorders. Next, look at this slide. And our tea leaves. Here, these are the tea leaves. These are cassia leaves. These are the other similar materials to these tea leaves. Sometimes these other leaves are mixed to these tea leaves and practicing adulterations. If you take these adulterated tea leaves, you will suffer with liver disorders like this. And friends, our fruits like apple. Our apple was adulterated with wax. If you take this adulterated apple, you will suffer with diarrhea and stomach disorders. And see here, and sometimes our banana. Here our banana was adulterated with a chemical that is carbide. If you take this adulterated banana, you will suffer with diarrhea and stomach disorders. And friends, our vegetables like our peas and cucurbits. Here this is a malachite green. Our vegetables, these are the green vegetables, right? Our green vegetables are adulterated with this malachite green. If you take these adulterated vegetables, you will suffer with stomach diseases. And here this is a sweet potato. Sometimes this sweet potato was adulterated with an adulterant that is rhodamine B. If you take this adulterated potato, you will suffer with food poisoning and stomach disorders. And our spices. Here this is turmeric, and this is similar to this spice. It is similar to this spice. Here this is a artificial color, and other material it is similar to this spice. Sometimes it is adulterated with this. If you take this adulterated spice, you will suffer with skin diseases. And look at this. This is a coriander powder. This coriander powder is adulterated with other similar material like sawdust. If you take this adulterated coriander powder, you will suffer with stomach diseases and various kinds of diseases. Okay friends, still now we have learnt about various adulterations in our daily life and various kinds of diseases which we are facing in our daily life, right? To escape from these adulterations, our government has bring an act, that is Prevention of Food Adulteration Act. This act was started in the year 1954. There is an organization, that is Food Safety and Standard Authority of India. This organization is responsible for the protecting and promoting public health through supervision of the food safety. This organization is located at New Delhi. If you find any adulterated food items at anywhere, you can contact this organization through message, or you can go through this website, or you can call this. You can call to toll-free number, that is 1800-112-100. Okay friends, are you worrying about then how can we avoid all the adulterated food items and how can we escape from the all adulterated food items? Are you worrying about this? Don't worry friends, I am here. I will tell some tips to avoid these adulterated food items. But before going to tell those tips, I want to give a good quotation in English, that is, see the slide. Prevention is better than cure. So, I will tell now some preventive measures to you. Now, I will tell some preventive measures to escape from all the adulterated products. Look at the slide now. If you went anywhere to buy any product, you should observe the product keenly like this, and you should buy only packed items of well-known companies, and don't buy sweets and snacks kept open. You should buy only packed items, and definitely you should check for AG mark and ISI mark whether it is present on your product or not. Buy only 8 popular brands, and don't buy sweets and snacks kept open. And see here, avoid buying from roadside foods. Don't buy the articles if expiry date has crossed. Avoid adulterated chocolates and cool drinks. Instead, you can have fresh fruit juice and coconut water. If you find any adulterated food items at anywhere, you can contact FSSAI through phone or mail. And and finally, I want to tell one thing, that is, you should spread awareness among your local community on the ill effect of this food adulteration. Okay friends, let us recapitulate our topic. Okay, adulteration is the process of decreasing the purity and quality of a material by the addition of any foreign material. This is called adulteration. And contamination is a natural phenomena. It occurs by various biological organisms like microorganisms or birds or rodents. Adulteration is a natural process, and adulteration is a manual process, and contamination is a natural process. So, adulteration is different from contamination. There are two types of adulterations are there. There are indeliberate adulteration and deliberate adulteration. Indeliberate adulteration is unwantedly practiced by the people, and deliberate adulteration is wantedly it is practicing by the people. Friends, there are various reasons for practicing this adulteration. There are high price, scarcity, enhancement of profits, and this adulteration is an easy way of earning. We have learnt about various methods of adulterations, and we have learnt about various identification methods. We have learnt about Prevention Act of these adulterations, that is FSSAI, and we have already learnt about some preventive measures to escape from these adulterations. Okay, right? Okay friends, okay friends, here the question is asking, in the market, how can we detect naturally ripened bananas? Okay, I will tell. In the market, how can we detect means, it is very simple. If when here a naturally ripened banana has spots on its body surface, and it's whereas an artificially ripened banana has uniform color without any spot on its body, and its stem remains like this, but naturally ripened banana has black color stem and spots on its surface, but artificially banana has without any spot on its body and its stem remains green only. By this we can identify whether our banana was pure or it was adulterated with other chemicals like carbide or ethanol. Okay friends, let us conclude our topic. In these days, everything is adulterating. As we don't know about these adulterations, we are taking adulterated foods directly and facing various problems. So, still now I have told you about these adulterations. Now, you may get an idea about these adulterations, right? Nevertheless, we are educated, we don't know anything about these adulterations. We are remaining like that only. Then, what would be the status of illiterates and common people? They are like that and they are taking various kinds of adulterated food items and they are suffering various kinds of diseases. As a citizen, we have to spread awareness among those people and our family, relatives and our neighbors, illiterates and rural communities. And friends, finally, if possible, we have to move with some identification methods and we should spread awareness among them with these identification methods. If we find anything with severe adulteration, we can book a complaint to FSSAI through phone or mail. And our responsibility is to ensure the consumption of fresh, natural and healthy food items to become a healthy and wealthy society. Okay friends, I am thankful to our beloved Secretary Sir and dignified my principal. He is Balakishaya Sir Garu and my mentor teacher Madhurika Madam Garu and one more teacher Sana Madam Garu and all the teachers who have helped me a very lot. And along with all my parents, I am thankful to my parents and all my friends who have helped me a very lot. And finally, I want to tell thanks to TSAT. Thank you everyone.